So good afternoon, Namaskar. Paisa, slide is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is fine.
Is it moving?
Yes, yes. Perfect.
Okay, so Namaskar, I welcome all our friends from press and electronic media for this press conference. Today we'll be discussing about the seasonal outlook for winter temperature and rainfall forecast for December. Along with that, we'll also discuss about the current scenario of the extended range forecast and the next 5 days forecast and warning in view of the possible development of the tropical cyclones and the active western disturbance affecting northwest India. So if you just look at seasonal rainfall during post-monsoon season, which is defined as October to December, what we find that this season there has been a good amount of activity almost across the country, except northeastern states and two subdivisions in the central part, where rainfall has been the deficient. But the country as a whole, if you just look at the rainfall till 30th November, has been 48% above the long period average. Usually, during this period of October and November total, we get about 10.6 centimeter of rainfall. But this year, we have got about 15.7 centimeter of rainfall for the country as a whole. Now, if you just look at most of the sub-regions, you can find that it is either light blue or deep blue, which indicates that excess rainfall activity. Of course, there are certain green on the eastern part, east central India. So the continuous rainfall activity in the month of October and November has resulted in this cumulative rainfall scenario. So if you just look at the rainfall during November, that is 1st November to 30 November, in this case also you'll find that there has been a good rainfall activity. It is about 85% above the normal rainfall activity in the month of November, which has occurred this year. And especially the South Peninsular India, which is experiencing active northeast monsoon this year, has experienced 160% of departure from the normal conditions. So when we consider South Peninsular India, that is the green area shown in this diagram here. But if you be more specific about what was our forecast and how it has occurred, on the left-hand side, you will find that this is the observed rainfall activity. Green stands for normal, blue stands for above normal, and orange stands for below normal rainfall activity. So what we find actually, this is the graded rainfall prepared by CRS Pune. You find that most parts in the South Peninsula and East Central India, we have the excess rainfall activity. The remaining parts of Central India also we have got normal rainfall activity. So normal to excess rainfall activity prevailed over most parts of the country except some parts of Northwest India and some parts of northeastern states. Now, if you just look at the forecast what we issued on the 1st November, you will find that there is almost an agreement about the forecast issued and actual realized. So our forecast is that the country will be experiencing the above normal rainfall activity, and especially the South Peninsula, which is subject to northeast monsoon, will have excess rainfall more than 122%. That was the forecast. And now, if you just see the category-wise verification, you find that most of the probable categories across the country has been achieved, except the northeastern states where prediction was normal to above normal rainfall activity, but actually it has become deficient over the northeastern states. Now, if I just look at the November rainfall a little more further for the Southeast Peninsula, here I am confining only to those 5 meteorological divisions which experiences northeast monsoon. Now, this year northeast monsoon has been quite active in October and November, especially in the November. If you just look at this year, as a cumulative rainfall over these 5 metropolitan subdivisions of Andhra Pradesh, coastal Andhra Pradesh, Rayalaseema, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Kerala, South India and Karnataka, the total rainfall has been 316.2 millimeter. And the long period average rainfall over this area is 117.5 millimeter. So the departure from normal in the month of November has been 169% for this area. So that is the reason why this year we have seen some of the extreme activity over this area. Now, if I just go to extreme activity, we have just prepared the map here. On the left-hand side map, you can find out this is the location of occurrence of heavy to very heavy and extremely heavy rainfall activity. So mostly the extremely heavy rainfall activity this year occurred over Tamil Nadu and adjoining Rayalaseema and coastal Andhra Pradesh during the month of November, the red dots, followed by the very heavy rainfall activity over this year. As a result, we have seen the flood-like situation, especially over Andhra Pradesh, that is southern Andhra Pradesh and the North Tamil Nadu, including Puducherry. There has been some sporadic occasions also in Kerala during this period and South Tamil Nadu around Kanyakumari area. So if I just tell you the frequency during past 5 years, from 2017 to 2021, what you find actually, I will draw your attention to the red colors, that is extremely heavy rainfall, that is 204.5 millimeter and more occurring in 24 hours, number of occasions. What we find actually, it was just one event in 2017, 2018 it was 4, 2019 was 0, 2020 was 11, 2021 was 11. So number of cases of extreme event, if you just look at in 2021, has been same as 2020. But if you compare number of very heavy rainfall events, this year it was 168 as compared to in 2020 98, in 2019 24, 2018 36, 2017 26. So there has been significantly higher number of very heavy rainfall events this year in 2021. Similar is the case with respect to heavy rainfall. 645 heavy rainfall events have been recorded in 2021. So as a result, there has been floods and associated disasters, especially in the middle diagram. You can see here the areas shown are mainly the South Andhra Pradesh and North Tamil Nadu and some parts of South Tamil Nadu, also some parts of Kerala and southeast Karnataka, that is area adjacent to Rayalaseema. So this green, this is blue shaded, light blue shaded area are the area where the heavy rainfall has resulted in disastrous type weather events. Now, if I just look at ENSO conditions, that is El Nino and Southern Oscillation conditions over Pacific. So as we predicted earlier that La Nina conditions are continuing over the Pacific. And if you consider Nino 3.4 region, which is the most favorable region influencing the northeast monsoon and southwest monsoon conditions and other weather parameters over the Indian region, we find that it has been minus 0.7. So anything from minus 0.5 to minus 0.7 is termed as moderate La Nina conditions. If it minus 0.5 to minus 1.0 is considered as moderate La Nina conditions. If it exceeds minus 1.0, it becomes a strong La Nina conditions. So what we say that it is a moderate La Nina conditions with the departure of minus 0.7 degree Celsius. So similarly, if you just look at the time series, how the La Nina conditions have evolved, you find that yes, this is the La Nina 3.4 region, and you find that yes, it is the moderate La Nina conditions. Now, if you just look at the forecast for what you find that based on initial condition of November, what you find that this left-hand side diagram, the blue bars are the La Nina forecast probability, and gray bars are the neutral probability, and red bars are the El Nino forecast probability. So what you find actually November, December, January, or December, January, February, or January, February, March, even up to March, the predominant probability is the La Nina. So La Nina conditions are therefore expected to continue into the spring 2022. And thereafter, it is expected to change. Now, if you just look at the various ensemble forecast by IRA and international centers, that also indicates that similar La Nina conditions to continue for next 3 months. Now, another factor which influences our weather systems are the Indian Ocean dipole. The Indian Ocean dipole is measured as, again, the difference of temperature anomaly between Western and Eastern Indian Ocean. So that shows that this gray bars you can see, it is lying between minus 0.4 to plus 0.4. That means all the models are indicating that minus 0.4 to plus 0.4 for January 2022. That means the neutral Indian Ocean dipole is expected during the winter. Again, here, if you just look at the time series on the right-hand side, that also you find that this is near about the 0 within minus 0.4 and plus 0.4, most of the ensemble members, and hence we have predicted neutral Indian Ocean dipole conditions to continue. Now, if you look at Minister of Earth Sciences Monsoon Mission Coupled Forecasting System, MMCFS, November initial condition-based forecast, it also indicates the similar results that it is expected that La Nina condition will continue and will become the moderate La Nina conditions during this winter. And similarly, if we just look at the probability based on the Monsoon Mission Coupled Forecast System, that also indicates that for December, January, February, March, etc., the dominant mode will be the La Nina probability. So La Nina conditions is expected. Same is the case considering the ensemble forecast. Now, if you consider the Indian Ocean dipole forecast from the Monsoon Mission Coupled Forecast System, it also agrees with the international centers. Yes, neutral IOD conditions are expected to continue during this winter. Now, same is the another index, which is just a presentation of La Nina conditions. That is Southern Oscillation Index. It is also indicating that it will be the La Nina conditions. Now, coming to the temperature, what has happened during November 2021, you will find that the minimum temperatures has been almost bipolar nature. In the southern India, the rainfall has been above normal, minimum temperature have been above normal, and in the northern India, in certain parts, the minimum temperature has been below normal. So if you consider the maximum temperature, we find that the temperatures have been mostly normal to below normal in most parts of the country. So if you consider mean of the both, the minimum temperature and maximum temperature, it gets mixed up, and hence it is just about the normal. The temperature is around the normal in most parts of the country. In some parts, slightly below normal in northern parts of the country. Now coming to the probability forecast for minimum temperature for December 2021 to February 2022. Every year we issue the seasonal temperature outlook for 3 months, December, January, February. And left-hand side diagram indicates the seasonal temperature forecast outlook in terms of the probability of occurrence of above normal, normal, and below normal temperatures. The orange and red colors indicate above normal. Green and deep green colors indicate normal, and slight blue to deep blue colors indicate the below normal. And the white page, what you find here, is the climatological probability. That means there is no signal. It cannot say whether it will be normal, below normal, or above normal. So what we find from this diagram is that some parts of so what we find that the normal to above normal minimum temperatures are expected over many parts of northwest India. You can see here this area, green means normal and yellow orange means above normal. So normal to above normal we can expect over many parts of the northwest India. Along the foothills also you see, you can find out above normal temperatures, and also over the northeastern states, and here most parts of Odisha and adjoining Andhra Pradesh and South Chhattisgarh. And here also Tamil Nadu and adjoining areas of South Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka also can be expected to be above normal minimum temperatures. Below normal minimum temperatures we can expect from North Interior Peninsula. In this area, some parts of Maharashtra, in north interior Karnataka, and adjoining Telangana can have the below normal probability of the minimum temperatures. Now, considering the probability forecast for maximum temperature during December to February, actually it is not a matter for major part of the country, but for the northern parts of the country, maximum temperature matters. So maximum temperature forecast indicates that below normal maximum temperature is expected for most parts of the country, including South Peninsula and central parts of the country, Indo-Gangetic Plains. But however, over Northwest India, just like the minimum temperature, over Northwest India, the maximum temperature may be normal to above normal. And over Northeastern states, it is expected to become above normal. So what I want to summarize by comparing these two forecasts, minimum temperature and maximum temperature, is that over both over Northeastern states and some parts of Northwest India, we can expect normal to above normal maximum temperature and minimum temperature. Now, coming for the forecast of rainfall for the month of December, as all of us know that IMD has introduced a new methodology for forecasting rainfall and temperature based on multimodal ensemble forecasting scheme from this year. And based on this forecast, for the month of December, if I just look at what you find, that rainfall is expected to be normal to above normal over major part of the peninsular India, especially the area which is affected by northeast monsoon. That means northeast monsoon will continue to be good in December, just like it has been in month of October and November. And you can expect rainfall even becoming above normal over east central India, covering some parts of, or most parts of Odisha and adjoining areas. And otherwise, other areas actually doesn't matter much because we do not get much rainfall activity during December over Northwest India and central part of the country. The dots which I put up in this diagram, that indicates that climatologically this area which is dotted are liable to get very less rainfall activity in the month of December. So therefore, I will request concentrate on the forecast for South Peninsula only, because this area gets usually rainfall activity in December because of the northeast monsoon. And forecast is that we can expect the normal to above normal rainfall activity over say Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and some parts of Karnataka and South Kerala. Some parts of South Interior Karnataka and North Kerala can have the below normal probability, like the remaining parts of the country. So I'll just summarize. So during upcoming winter season, so normal to above normal minimum temperatures are most likely in many parts of Northwest India, most parts of South and Northeast India, and some areas along the foothills of the Himalayas. And below normal minimum temperatures are most likely over some parts of North Interior Peninsula. Below normal maximum temperatures are likely over most parts of the country, except over some parts of Northwest India and most parts of Northeast India, where normal to above normal maximum temperatures are most likely. So rainfall, as I told you, that 5 meteorological subdivisions, namely Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Coastal Andhra Pradesh, Rayalaseema, Kerala, and South Interior Karnataka, combinedly are expected to get above normal rainfall activity. The sea surface temperatures, if we just look at, as we have discussed, this is at present it is moving towards the moderate La Nina conditions, and this moderate La Nina conditions will continue till spring. Indian Ocean Dipole is that it has gone into neutral conditions, and neutral condition Indian Ocean Dipole will continue during this winters. मैं इसको हिंदी में थोड़ा बताना चाहता हूं कि आगामी सर्दियों के मौसम दिसंबर 2021 से फरवरी 2022 के दौरान उत्तर पश्चिम भारत के कई हिस्सों, दक्षिण और उत्तर पूर्व भारत के अधिकांश हिस्सों और हिमालय के तलहटी के कुछ क्षेत्रों में न्यूनतम तापमान सामान्य या सामान्य से अधिक होने की संभावना है। उत्तरी आंतरिक प्रायद्वीप के कुछ हिस्सों में न्यूनतम तापमान सामान्य से नीचे रहने की संभावना है। देश के अधिकांश हिस्सों में अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से नीचे रहने की संभावना है। केवल उत्तर पश्चिमी भारत के कुछ हिस्सों और उत्तर पूर्व भारत के अधिकांश हिस्सों को छोड़कर जहां अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य या सामान्य से अधिक होने की संभावना है। वर्षा की बात करें तो दिसंबर 2021 के लिए मासिक वर्षा 5 मौसम संबंधी उपखंड जैसे कि तमिलनाडु और केंद्र शासित प्रदेश पुडुचेरी, तटीय आंध्र प्रदेश, रायलसीमा, केरल और दक्षिण आंतरिक कर्नाटक से युक्त दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप भारत में सामान्य से अधिक वर्षा होने की संभावना है। सी सरफेस टेम्परेचर की बात करें तो वर्तमान में भूमध्य रेखीय प्रशांत महासागर क्षेत्र में कमजोर लानिना की स्थिति प्रचलित है। नवीनतम मानसून मिशन युगविद पूर्वानुमान प्रणाली पूर्वानुमान से संकेत मिलता है कि आगामी सर्दियों के मौसम के दौरान लानिना की स्थिति मौजूद होने और इसके मध्यम स्थिति में यानी मॉडरेट लानिना स्थिति में रहने की संभावना है। वर्तमान में हिंदी महासागर में तटस्थ आईओडी इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल की स्थिति प्रचलित है और नवीनतम MMCFS पूर्वानुमान से संकेत मिलता है तटस्थ आईओडी यानी इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल की स्थिति पूर्वानुमान अवधि के दौरान जारी रहने की संभावना है। तो जैसे आपको पता है कि हम ये जो पूर्वानुमान देते हैं लॉन्ग रेंज फोरकास्ट की, इसको फॉलो अप करते हुए हम एक्सटेंडेड रेंज फोरकास्ट जारी करते हैं और एक्सटेंडेड रेंज फोरकास्ट जो लास्ट थर्सडे को इश्यू हुआ है जो एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट जो इश्यू हुआ है इसको देखें तो रेनफॉल जैसे एक्सपेक्टेड था कि 26 नवंबर से 2 दिसंबर तक एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल रहेगी ओवर साउथ पेनिनसुलर रीजन और इसके बाद रेनफॉल ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द कंट्री कोस्टल ओडिशा से शुरू करके नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स को पड़ने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। इसका प्रमुख वजह यही है कि एक लो प्रेशर सिस्टम अभी अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स में बना हुआ है और ये नॉर्थ वेस्टवर्ड गति करके नॉर्थ आंध्र प्रदेश और उड़ीसा तक के पास आने का उम्मीद है। इसके बाद इसका दिशा में परिवर्तन होगा और इसके प्रभाव में रेनफॉल नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स की तरफ एक्सटेंशन होगा। तो हमारे पास दो तरीके का एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट मॉडल है। लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में ये GFS बेस्ड एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट है और राइट हैंड साइड में नेशनल सेंटर फॉर मीडियो फोरकास्ट के दौरान जो रन होता है एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट मॉडल, इसका पूर्वानुमान है। तो मैं इसको समराइज करना चाहता हूं कि अगले 15 दिन के अंदर रेनफॉल एक्टिविटी नॉर्मल से एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल रहने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। नाउ टेम्परेचर की बात करें मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर जो हम उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि अगले 15 दिन के अंदर टेम्परेचर थोड़ा बिलो नॉर्मल रहेगी साउथ पेनिनसुला और एडजॉइनिंग एरिया में बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लाउडीनेस एज यू हैव सीन। वन इज द easterly waves and formation of low pressure area. Other one is the western disturbance which is affecting northwest India now. ये दोनों की वजह से क्लाउडीनेस बढ़ा है और मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर में बिलो नॉर्मल रहने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। मेनली मेजर पार्ट ऑफ साउथ पेनिनसुला और साउथ इंडिया एंड सम एडजॉइनिंग पार्ट्स ऑफ सेंट्रल इंडिया। यही कंडीशन जारी रहेगी नेक्स्ट वीक में 3 दिसंबर टू 9 दिसंबर एंड सब्सिक्वेंटली ऑल्सो। जैसे नॉर्मली जैसे दिखाई दे रहा है जैसे पूर्वानुमान था वहां हमारे लॉन्ग रेंज फोरकास्ट में, एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट में यही दिखाई दे रहा है कि मेजर पार्ट में मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर बिलो नॉर्मल रहने का उम्मीद है। तो मिनिमम टेम्परेचर की बात करें एक्सटेंडेड फोरकास्ट में, इसमें भी यही स्थिति है कि नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया जो मेजर पार्ट होता है जिसका मिनिमम टेम्परेचर के ऊपर ज्यादा असर पड़ता है, इसमें यह है कि नॉर्मल से एक मिक्स्ड ट्रेंड है नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में। 26 से 2 दिसंबर आप देखें तो ये नॉर्मल टू एबव नॉर्मल था। कुछ इलाके में जैसे जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड एरिया में बिलो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर का पूर्वानुमान था। तो नेक्स्ट वीक की बात करें 3 दिसंबर टू 9 दिसंबर, इस एरिया में ऐसे ही नॉर्मल टू बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल, नॉर्मल टू बिलो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर यानी मिनिमम टेम्परेचर रहने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। मगर आप गेंजेटिक प्लेन्स का बात करें, जैसे बिहार, उत्तर प्रदेश एंड नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स, वहाँ दोनों मॉडल दिखाई दे रहे हैं कि ये एबोव नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर रहने का उम्मीद है। सो मोटा मोटी मैं ये सारांश बोलना चाहता हूँ कि जो नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया है वहाँ नॉर्मल से बिलो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर अगले 15 दिन में रहने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। ये साइक्लोजेनेसिस फोरकास्ट है और ये फोरकास्ट को लेकर हम लास्ट थर्सडे को पूर्वानुमान दिए थे कि एक डिप्रेशन 2 दिसंबर को फॉर्मेशन हो सकता है और ये डिप्रेशन इनिशियली नॉर्थ वेस्ट टुवर्ड जाएगा, इसके बाद इसका दिशा में परिवर्तन होगा और नॉर्थ नॉर्थ ईस्ट मूवमेंट हो सकता है। और अभी हमारा जो लेटेस्ट पूर्वानुमान है इसके हिसाब से यही है कि एक लो प्रेशर एरिया अभी केंद्रीभूत है अंडमान सी के ऊपर, सेंट्रल पार्ट ऑफ अंडमान सी के ऊपर, जैसे आप दिखाई दे रहे हैं यहाँ एक येलो सर्कल के अंदर, दिस इज द सेंटर ऑफ द लो प्रेशर एरिया। और ये लो प्रेशर एरिया का एक्सपेक्टेशन यही है कि by tomorrow it may become a depression over central part of Bay of Bengal here. Then by 3rd December it may become a cyclonic storm, and by 4th December it may become a marginally severe cyclone storm with a wind speed of 90 to 100 kilometers per hour, gusting to 110 kilometers per hour. Then it is moving northwestwards, initially west-northwest, and then it will move northwestwards, and it will reach North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast it will reach near North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast by 4th morning. So therefore, under its influence, at present, squally winds are prevailing over Andaman Sea and adjoining areas of Bay of Bengal. As you can see, this cloud mass here, wind speed is about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, and this wind speed may increase and become 50 to 60 kilometers per hour by tomorrow evening. At the same time, the central Bay of Bengal wind speed will increase gradually, and near North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast, wind speed will increase from 3rd December midnight. From 3rd December midnight, squally wind speed of 45 to 55 kilometers per hour, gusting to 65 kilometers per hour is expected along and off North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast. And this wind speed will gradually increase and become maximum in the afternoon of 4th for subsequent 6 hours or 12 hours. Now, similarly, and at present, whatever winds we have predicted, that is about 70 to 80 kmph, gusting 90 kmph in the 4th afternoon along North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast. Similarly, the rainfall activity will commence from 3rd December night, and it will gradually peak up. From 3rd December night, we can have only light to moderate rainfall activity over coastal areas of Odisha and North Andhra Pradesh. It will gradually pick up, becoming heavy to very heavy with isolated extremely heavy rainfall activity. That means rainfall exceeding 20 centimeter on 4th December over coastal districts of Odisha and North Andhra Pradesh and the adjoining interior districts. Mainly the coastal districts of Odisha and adjoining districts like Vizianagaram, Srikakulam, Visakhapatnam can have heavy to very heavy rainfall and isolated extremely heavy rainfall activity on 4th. At the same time, on 4th, rainfall activity also will extend to coastal districts of West Bengal with heavy rainfall activity at places. And on 5th, Gangetic West Bengal can experience heavy to very heavy rainfall in some places. At the same time, again, on 5th, rainfall activity will extend to northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, or Arunachal Pradesh, where we can expect heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places on 5th and 6th. So what I want to say that for sea area, it is very important from today onwards for Andaman Sea and adjoining southeast and central Bay of Bengal. Fishermen should not go from 30th to 2nd December to this area. And from 2nd December to 5th December, the fishermen from the east coast should not go into the sea area. And those out at sea, they should return to the coast by evening of 2nd. From 3rd onwards, along the coastal area also wind will be very dangerous. It is not safe for the fishermen. At the same time, there are many oil industries and many offshore activities and onshore activities. We are giving warning for all onshore and offshore activities along North Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and West Bengal coast. This has to be regulated from 2nd onwards, and it should be completely suspended on 4th and 5th. So fishing operation has to be suspended completely from 3 to 5th. And inside the coastal districts, there can be the low-lying areas which can be inundated because of this heavy rainfall. There could be the damage to the standing crops, horticultural crops, especially in this period of time. We have the paddy in the harvesting stage. So we suggest and advise the farmers to harvest the ripen paddies. And जो पेडी को आपने हार्वेस्ट कर दिए हैं मगर फील्ड में छोड़े हैं, इसको लाकर सेफ एंड सिक्योर प्लेसेस में रखिए, और जो पेड़ी हार्वेस्टिंग स्टेज में है इसको काट लीजिए। जो पेड़ी अभी हार्वेस्टिंग स्टेज में नहीं है उसमें पानी को ड्रेन आउट करने के लिए कुछ बंदोबस्त करिए, जैसे कि ये विंड स्पीड और रेनफॉल दोनों के प्रभाव में ये जो पेड़ी है और जो भी क्रॉप से स्टैंडिंग क्रॉप से वो इम्पैक्टेड हो सकता है। और फिशरमैन को विनम्र अनुरोध है कि वो सभी समुद्र पर न जाए और जो समुद्र में है वापस आ जाए। सो वार्निंग देखिए फॉर नेक्स्ट 5 डेज रेनफॉल की, ऑरेंज एंड रेड कलर वार्निंग आप देखिए तो अभी हम जैसे हमने बता रहा था ऐसे ही वार्निंग ईस्ट कोस्ट के लिए है और अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स के लिए। और इसके अलावा एक वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस अभी इफेक्ट कर रहे हैं नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया एंड वेस्ट सेंट्रल इंडिया को, एडजनिंग पेनिनसुला ऑल्सो। इसके प्रभाव में आज महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात रीजन पे हेवी टू वेरी हेवी रेनफॉल हो सकता है। थंडरस्टॉर्म लाइटनिंग भी उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। इसके साथ साथ जो राजस्थान और वेस्ट एमपी है वहां भी वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट थंडरस्टॉर्म एंड लाइटनिंग एक्टिविटी। 2nd December activity will shift towards west and east UP, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh also with thunderstorm and lightning, and heavy rainfall will be confined only to Gujarat region. इसके बाद जैसे ही वो वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस मूव करता रहेगा ईस्ट तरफ, सो ईस्ट यूपी और ईस्ट मध्य प्रदेश में थंडरस्टॉर्म लाइटनिंग 3 तारीख को हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं। यहाँ ईस्ट कोस्ट में जैसे हम पहले बोल रहे थे 4 तारीख और 5 तारीख को सबसे ज्यादा एक्टिविटी रहेगा। 4 तारीख को सबसे ज्यादा एक्टिविटी रहेगा, 5 तारीख को एक्टिविटी कम होगा विंड्स का, बट रेनफॉल कंटिन्यू करेगा। और सबसे ज्यादा रेनफॉल एंड विंड 4 तारीख को एक्सपेक्टेड है कोस्टल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स ऑफ नॉर्थ आंध्र प्रदेश एंड ओडिशा एंड एडजनिंग इंटीरियर डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स। 5 तारीख को मैक्सिमम रेनफॉल एक्सपेक्टेड है एनजीटी वेस्ट बंगाल एंड ओडिशा। 5 और 6 तारीख को हेवी टू वेरी रेनफॉल हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं असम, मेघालय एंड एडजनिंग नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स। फिशरमैन के लिए हम टेक्स्ट बुलेटिन साथ साथ ग्राफिक्स बुलेटिन इशू कर रहे हैं। वो ये ग्राफिक्स बुलेटिन ऐसे दिखाता है कि एरिया खतरनाक है फिशरमैन के लिए। सो अकॉर्डिंगली 30 से 2 तक अंडमान सी और एडजनिंग बे ऑफ बंगाल को नहीं जाना चाहिए, और 2 से 5 तक जो सेंट्रल बे ऑफ बंगाल और नॉर्थ बे ऑफ बंगाल को फिशरमैन नहीं जाना चाहिए। सो ये हमारा सभी मोबाइल ऐप्स है और हमारा सोशल नेटवर्किंग है। मैं आप लोग सभी को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि आप अपडेट के लिए हमारा वेबसाइट और सोशल मीडिया को विजिट करें और मदद करें। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच। So now we can go for questions or comments.
Sir, Jayashree here from Hindustan Times.
Yes, please, madam.
Sir, I wanted to know the November rain in peninsular India, the graph you shared. I just wanted to verify once more that it is the highest in basically since the records you have kept as per the graph, as per the graphic.
Yeah, you are correct. Dr. Pai, you want to have any comments?
Yeah, yes, sir. So in fact, this year, so far has been the highest ever, these 2 months. In fact, subdivision wise also, except for coastal Andhra Pradesh, all subdivisions also, this is the first highest rain.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions?
Good afternoon, sir. I am Faizan Arif from Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, please.
I wanted to know, sir, IMD this year has predicted above normal maximum and minimum temperatures for Jammu and Kashmir. While looking at 2020 to 2021 forecast for seasonal prediction, IMD had predicted minimum temperatures to be below normal and maximum temperatures to be above normal. And same happened last year for Jammu and Kashmir. That was when we follow the trend of La Nina. When what we observe during La Nina is that Jammu and Kashmir sees above normal maximum temperatures and below normal minimum temperatures, and the same had IMD predicted last year. So this year IMD predicts above normal maximum temperatures, while the minimum temperatures are also forecasted to be above normal. Sir, what could be the trigger behind it that this year the trend will kind of break in the forecast?
Yeah. So what we have done actually this year, we have introduced a new forecasting scheme called as multi-model ensemble forecasting scheme. So in this scheme, we are considering 5 best global models available to India Meteorological Department, including the monsoon mission coupled forecasting system of Minister of Earth Sciences. And based on this, we develop some kind of ensemble and provide the forecast. There could be many dynamic parameters determining the maximum temperature and minimum temperature. La Nina or El Nino condition is one of them. In certain years, there could be certain regional features which can dominate even over the large scale features. So finally, whatever temperature we get, that is because of the interaction between many large scale, regional, and local features. I hope I replied to your question.
Thank you.
Okay. So there is one question in chat box. I find that why are we having recurring low pressure areas being formed in the Bay of Bengal during November, December months? Isn't it unusual? Yeah, Dr. Janama, you want to speak?
Sure. But actually, we have seen the data from 1990 onward to 2021, and we found actually 1994 was having the highest, and then 2015 and 2021. So this year we have 5 system total, and normally it's something like 2.8 or 3 system. So definitely after 2015, this is the highest. So if you see rainfall also 2015 was high in the peninsula.
So you are talking about November. You are talking about November.
Yeah, November I am talking, sir.
Yeah.
Because December we are. Yeah.
In the November, there is 5 low pressure systems. Sure. And earlier there were 2 years during the period of 1990 to 2020 where the same number of low pressure systems have occurred. So therefore, it is not unusual. Sure. 5 low pressure systems can occur in the month of November. I just want to say that November is the month when we have the maximum frequency of cyclones. Of course, this year we did not have any cyclone in the month of November, but we have the 5 low pressure systems. So it is not unusual. I will say the cyclogenesis has been suppressed in the month of November, but easterly wave has been quite active this year. And under the influence of the easterly wave, 5 low pressure systems have developed. If you just look at the genesis of these easterly waves, all these low pressure systems have developed over the Andaman Sea, and they move west-northwestwards. And these low pressure systems, it has come towards the peninsula. As a result, it has resulted in unprecedented rainfall, as it was being pointed out by Jayashree. It is mainly because of these 5 low pressure systems and another cyclonic circulation in the last week, which is now lying over the Arabian Sea, which persisted for about 7 days, leading to continuous heavy to very heavy rainfall activity over South Peninsular India. So in the month of October also, there was similar activity of the low pressure systems, which led to the excess rainfall activity. Any other questions? So if there is no other comments and questions, thank you very much for attending this press conference. And I am sure that we together can work Okay, I find one more question from Sudhanshu. I would like to understand your model of rainfall during winters. I have been following BBC weather and some other sites as well, and most of these are predicting above normal rainfall and below normal temperatures in northern India. Dr. Pai?
Yeah, see, this is mainly हम लोग जो temperature forecast we have given, it is only for a month of December. Okay, and temperature forecast is for winter season, December, January, February, and rainfall is only for December. So as the forecast are indicating, the maximum temperatures are likely to be below normal or most parts except the northern part. So therefore, it is indicating as per our model and this one, there will be less activity over northern part, rainfall activity, whereas mostly moisture is coming from southern part. That will cause below normal maximum temperature because of the clouding and other thing. So it is very much matching with the rainfall, December and temperature forecast. Okay, so but BBC may be using other models, but we have to see actually ultimately how it. So we are using MME of many models.
Yeah. So there are many models throughout the globe, and there are many forecasters. Models differ, just like doctors differ. So what we have adopted from this year, that multi-model approach. We find out the best 5 global models whose performance is quite okay, reasonably okay with respect to rainfall and temperature. And based on a rigorous statistical post-processing, we derive the final forecast from this multi-model ensemble scheme. And as we have seen from the past monsoon season and also the October and November, this approach has worked very well. And let us hope that it will work well. But one more point to your question, I just to mention that we have not predicted rainfall for winter. We have predicted rainfall only for December. Temperature forecast is given for the period December to February, and rainfall forecast is only for December. Okay, so there is another question from Chennai Rains. Sir, the OND forecast, October December forecast for southern peninsular India was above average rainfall. Tamil Nadu and Puducherry is at an excess, nearly 80%. Any reason why the seasonal outlook did not pick this extreme excess rainfall? Do you want to respond, Pai?
Yeah. See, already you had seen that, in the OND season as well as November, we had given above normal. So I agree that it is quite difficult to, predict exactly 80, but we had given above normal. Above normal is more than 122. You can see the November forecast, which actually takes care of that. And whenever there is an extreme events in a very short period, that is generally predicted using extended and short range. In the seasonal scale, we can only give a category, above normal. So we had given very strong probability for above normal. Even you can see the spatial distribution also was indicating above normal.
Yeah, thank you for raising this question. You should appreciate, I feel, if you understand the science of meteorology, the categorized prediction of above normal rainfall itself indicates that there could be a higher occurrence of extreme events, and that has occurred this year.
Sir,
and with the existing modeling system, it is not possible to find out the frequency and intensity of extreme weather in seasonal scale. That we follow it with the extended range and short to medium range. And I want to inform you that most of the major extreme weather events this year has been predicted in short to medium range. Of course, I could not show all these details due to lack of time, but that verification is also available. Okay.
सर अनिरुद्ध
अनिरुद्ध जी बोलिए।
जी सर, ये एक चीज जानना चाहूंगा, आपने जो दिसंबर के बारिश का अनुमान बताया वो अबव नॉर्मल बताया 31-32%, और जो मैं खासकर बात करना चाहता हूँ नॉर्थ इंडिया और नॉर्थ वेस्ट की और पूरे गांगेय क्षेत्र में, आपने बताया कि जो मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर है वो नॉर्मल टू अबव नॉर्मल रहेगा। तो क्या इनमें आपस में कोरिलेशन है कुछ, मतलब बारिश अगर ज्यादा हो रही है तो उस वक्त तापमान बढ़ा हुआ रहेगा, दूसरे इलाके में मतलब एकदम उधर नॉर्थ खासकर साउथ में ज्यादा बारिश है और नॉर्थ में टेम्परेचर ज्यादा रहेगा, ऐसा कोई रिलेशन है?
मैं आपको अनुरोध जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच, आपने बहुत पर्टिनेंट क्वेश्चंस पूछा। मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि जो एक्सेस रेनफॉल या एबो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल का प्रेडिक्शन हम दे रहे हैं, वो प्रेडिक्शन सिर्फ साउथ ईस्ट पेनिनसुला, जो एरिया नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून के द्वारा प्रभावित होता है, वो एरिया इंक्लूड होता है आंध्र प्रदेश, माने कोस्टल आंध्र प्रदेश, रायलसीमा, साउथ इंटीरियर कर्नाटक, तमिलनाडु, यूनियन टेरिटरी ऑफ पुडुचेरी, केरला। वो एरिया में आप एवरेज रेनफॉल देखेंगे। हमारा प्रेडिक्शन यही है कि ये एबोव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रेडिक्शन किया जा रहा है, और एबोव नॉर्मल का डेफिनेशन है फॉर द मंथ ऑफ दिसंबर कि 132% से ज्यादा रेनफॉल होगा इस एरिया में। इसके अलावा जो प्रेडिक्शन हमारा है नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया के लिए आप देखेंगे, उसमें बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी का प्रेडिक्शन किया गया है। एंड अकॉर्डिंगली द टेम्परेचर फोरकास्ट है, आप देखेंगे मिनिमम टेम्परेचर और मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर सब पार्ट्स एबोव नॉर्मल रहने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है, जैसे जम्मू डिवीजन एंड हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज एंड फोर्ट हिल्स।
और सर ये बाकी के हरियाणा, पंजाब, दिल्ली, वेस्टर्न, इवन यूपी, बिहार, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान,
इसमें आप मिनिमम टेम्परेचर देखें तो नॉर्मल मिनिमम बोथ दोनों पंजाब, हरियाणा एंड वेस्ट राजस्थान, इसमें नॉर्मल रेनफॉल, नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर होने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। नॉर्मल मिनिमम टेम्परेचर, नॉर्मल मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर
all the 3 months, next 3 months.
एवरेज, दिस इज द फोरकास्ट। इसको भी इंटरप्रेट करना है अनुरोध जी, ये 3 महीना का एक सामान्य स्थिति क्या रहेगा, इसका कैलकुलेशन होता है। सो दिसंबर, जनवरी, फरवरी 3 महीना का एवरेज फोरकास्ट टेम्परेचर लेंगे तो ये नॉर्मल होगा। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि ये एरिया में कभी कोल्ड वेव नहीं होगा और इस एरिया में कभी वार्मर टेम्परेचर नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं है। वो कोल्ड वेव होगा कि नहीं होगा, कब होगा, ये सभी का पूर्वानुमान हम एक्सटेंडेड रेंज और शॉर्ट टू मीडियम रेंज फोरकास्ट में आपको दिखाएंगे।
इसका मतलब जो एक्सट्रीम इवेंट्स जो आते रहते हैं टेम्परेचर के, वैसे भी देखने को मिलेंगे आमतौर पर कभी-कभी किसी पर्टिकुलर इलाके में।
ये मिल सकता है, मगर जब आपका टेम्परेचर एवरेज में नॉर्मल से ज्यादा है, फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे हम बताए हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, जम्मू, इसका मतलब ये होता है कि फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ अकरेंस ऑफ कोल्ड वेव ओवर दिस एरिया इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी लेस कंपेयर टू द नॉर्मल। मगर आप हरियाणा, पंजाब, वेस्ट राजस्थान का बात करें, जैसे नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर रहेगा, इसका मतलब होता है कि नॉर्मली जैसे ही कोल्ड वेव होता है ऐसे ही कोल्ड वेव हो सकता है,
रहेंगे। ठीक।
Sir, one more question has come in chat box. It's telling, good afternoon, sir. I have a question. I guess it is least research part. How La Nina affects the frequency of WT in North India? In my observation, the frequency remained less this November. Something like that.
Do you want to reply?
Actually, I also, several media person they call me. I told November is the lowest month for North India because it is a transition. So 1 or 2 maximum, we have seen the data WD affect North India normally. So this year, in the beginning or end of the October, 1 WD was there, and now it started coming. So that is that I could do. Yeah.
Let us see. Anyone else wants to respond? Dr. Naresh is there.
I talked to him also. He was having similar.
Okay. So this is the research question. We are taking up research. There are certain studies showing some relationship between El Nino, La Nina, and the activity of western disturbances. And as you know, this area is data sparse. The Western Himalayan region do not have sufficient data to find out the realistic estimate of the actual occurrence of rainfall and snowfall. However, over the period of time, the data from remote research network and also the actual observations are improving. India Meteorology Department is also augmenting with establishment of radars, etc. And this research study will improve further with the augmentation of observational network. Okay. Someone has asked a question like, sir, does IMD take polar vortex into account for sudden stratospheric warming into account while predicting precipitation forecast for 30 days? This is Mr. Faizan.
Yes, sir. See, actually, all these forecasts are generated by, as already said by DGM, using best 5 coupled forecast model, which is, since actually these are all global model, they take into account all this aspect actually, whether it's a polar vortex or mid latitude, everything has been taken into account actually when you make a dynamical model.
Yeah. So thank you. So Mr. Sudhanshu has written something like he wants to appreciate. It is really appreciable that IMD is able to predict better forecast on year-to-year basis, and hopefully further improvements are surely on the cards. Thank you, Mr. Sudhanshu. Yes, certainly all of you contribute towards improvement of forecast by your comments and suggestions. Your comments matters, and we consider all the comments, suggestions, and we try our best to improve the forecast from time to time in all time scales and space scales, starting with location-specific forecast to meteorological subdivision forecast, and also from nowcast to long-range forecast. At the same time, as the forecast is improved, IMD has introduced impact-based forecast for all types of severe weather events in the nowcast scale and also short to medium-range scale, that is up to 5 days. At the same time, the sectoral applications has been improved for many sectors. I feel as if there is no such sector in the society which is not influenced by weather and climate. We have also come up with all our products in geospatial. You can find out all our forecast and warning products, observational products in WebGIS. So kindly visit our social media. I request all of you, and also our website. I don't find any other forecast. Yeah, Chennai rains also, he's telling that the spatial forecast maps are game changer. Thank you very much for your comments and suggestions. Once again, I thank all of you for participating.
Sir, yeah. I request, sir, one last comment. I am Anirudh again.
Yes, please.
सर एक लास्ट कमेंट के तौर पर बताएं कि पिछले 4-5 वर्षों के या एक दशक के कंपैरिजन में जिस तरह का आप फोरकास्ट दे रहे हैं, हम इस सर्दी को किस रूप में बता सकते हैं पूर्वानुमान को कि ये सर्दी पिछले बारों की तुलना में सामान्य रहेगी या ज्यादा रहेगी, कम रहेगी, क्योंकि ये एक साल का पूर्वानुमान है कि ये जो आपने इसके बताए नॉर्मल, बिलो नॉर्मल
जी
या अब नॉर्मल, तो सर्दी के मौसम को किस तरह से डिफाइन करेंगे पिछले साल के कंपैरिजन में? बस एक लास्ट कमेंट में अगर कुछ बोल सकते।
मैं बताता हूँ अनिरुद्ध जी। मैं आपको ये बताना चाहती हूँ, इंडिया बहुत बड़ा देश है, इसमें सर्दी का मतलब अलग अलग होता है। आप अभी साउथ इंडिया जाएंगे तो वहाँ सर्दी कुछ नहीं होता है ऐसे, और धीरे धीरे जो विंटर होता है यू विल फाइंड साउथ इंडिया में अक्टूबर नवंबर यूजुअली टेम्परेचर कम होता है। इसके बाद आप सेंट्रल इंडिया आ जाएंगे तो दिसंबर जनवरी शायद तक विंटर ज्यादा फीलिंग होता है, और जब नॉर्थ इंडिया में आ जाएंगे, नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया में, वहाँ जनवरी फरवरी सबसे ज्यादा विंटर फीलिंग होता है। इसलिए हम दिसंबर टू जनवरी टू फरवरी 3 महीना का एवरेज फोरकास्ट दिए हैं। और आप नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया का बात करें और एडजॉइनिंग सेंट्रल इंडिया, वेस्ट सेंट्रल इंडिया का बात करें, जिसका टेम्परेचर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर है, मैं ही बोलूंगा इस बार जैसे हमारा पूर्वानुमान है, मिनिमम टेम्परेचर का पूर्वानुमान देखें तो लगभग वेस्ट राजस्थान, हरियाणा, पंजाब एंड एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज, इसमें नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर प्रेडिक्ट किया गया, बोथ मिनिमम टेम्परेचर के लिए एंड मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर के लिए। इसका मतलब क्या होता है, दोनों जब नॉर्मल हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब है कि इसका जो सर्दी का वेस्ट राजस्थान, हरियाणा, पंजाब, दिल्ली एंड एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज, उसमें नॉर्मली जैसे ही सर्दी आता है, इस पर ऐसे ही सर्दी आने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। मगर जब जम्मू और हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, ये जो एरिया है, उस एरिया में नॉर्मल से एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी होने का उम्मीद किया जा रहा है, यानी ज्यादा सर्दी नहीं होगा इस पर उस एरिया में। नॉर्मली जैसे सर्दी होता है ऐसे ही होगा, नहीं तो इससे कम सर्दी होगा इस एरिया में। और जब आप एक्सट्रीम की बात करें, जब एक्सट्रीम होता है, एक्सट्रीम इज ए पार्ट ऑफ वेरिएबिलिटी, इसका मतलब नहीं है कि कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन नहीं हो सकते, कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन कभी हो सकते हैं, बट नॉर्मली जितना कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं ऐसे ही कोल्ड वेव कंडीशन आ सकता है राजस्थान, पंजाब, हरियाणा एरिया में, और हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड और जम्मू एरिया में फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ कोल्ड वेव कंडीशंस इस साल कम हो सकता है इस पीरियड में। और जो यूपी का बात हम करें कि एमपी का बात करें कि ईस्ट राजस्थान या गुजरात का बात करें, उस एरिया में मॉडल का कोई इंडिपेंडेंट व्यू नहीं है मिनिमम टेम्परेचर के हिसाब से, यानी क्लाइमेटोलॉजिकल प्रोबेबिलिटी है, नॉइज है, ये बोलना मुश्किल है कि एबो नॉर्मल होगा कि बिलो नॉर्मल होगा। मगर मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर की बात करें इस सब एरिया में जो वैसे हम बात बताया, ईस्ट राजस्थान, MP, ईस्ट यूपी और वेस्ट यूपी, गुजरात, इस सभी एरिया में मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर माने दिन का तापमात्रा नॉर्मल से कम रहने की उम्मीद किया जा रहा है। ये सब एरिया में दिन का तापमात्रा में कुछ असर होता है कि विंटर टाइम पे, और ये पूर्वानुमान है कि दिन के तापमात्रा तक कमी रहेगा, मगर मैक्सिमम मगर मिनिमम टेम्परेचर जो है इसके लिए ये एरिया में कोई ऐसे ट्रेंड नहीं है इस साल के लिए। मैं क्लियर हो गया?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, थैंक यू
सर। ये क्वेश्चन नहीं है, बट आई वुड लाइक टू सजेस्ट कि IMD को, जैसे अभी दिसंबर का फोरकास्ट है सर, फॉर दिसंबर फोरकास्ट IMD ने यूजुअली नॉर्मल पैरामीटर्स अकाउंट में लिए होंगे यूजिंग मल्टी मॉडल फोरकास्टिंग सिस्टम। सो सर, हमने रिसेंट ईयर्स में देखा है हाउ स्ट्रेटोस्फेरिक वार्मिंग और द डिस्ट्रप्शन इन पोलर वोर्टेक्स कैन चेंज द वेदर वर्ल्ड वाइड। डायरेक्टली तो नहीं इम्पैक्ट जाता है, जैसे लाइक व्हेन आई observe and forecast independently for weather of Jammu and Kashmir, I have observed the small Arctic air blast, even the cold air that is spilled from Arctic to European countries. तो मेडिटेरियन के पास लो प्रेशर जनरेट हो सकते हैं, जिसकी वजह से a lot of western disturbances can come, and that was the same what we observed in April this year. So IMD को मैं I am like to suggest कि multiple more factors account में लेने चाहिए, like stratospheric warming and the disruption in polar vortex while forecasting for any winter precipitation for Jammu and Kashmir or other North Indian parts.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Faizan, for your session. I just want to mention you, we are not utilizing any parametric model. Earlier are the days when we used statistical models only for predicting temperatures, etc. So when we are considering at present the dynamical global models, that means it considers all the dynamical aspects of the atmosphere and ocean throughout the globe. That includes stratospheric warming, that includes polar vortex, that includes activity occurring in Atlantic or occurring in Pacific. And for this purpose, not only we are utilizing only one global model, but also 5 best global models. From these 5 best global models, we are by that way incorporating all large-scale processes which are expected in the season, be it monthly forecast or be it the seasonal forecast. But you are correct. After issuing the forecast, we also continuously monitor the development of various types of large-scale processes like stratospheric warming or polar vortex, etc. Yes, you have correctly pointed out. They influence the weather over our region. We will continue to monitor all those parameters throughout the season, and accordingly, the forecast will be modified in the extended range and short to medium range. Thank you. I hope there is no other questions. Thank you very much for all your enthusiasm and participation, comments and suggestions. We will work together, and certainly we will improve further the forecast and warning services by India Meteorological Department. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.